Because of such a long and focused career path, some may put doctors at a disadvantage when it comes to investing. But how can we as doctors leverage our training to learn more about the fundamentals of investing and the way certain markets work? Today, we're talking to Dr. Anh Ngo, an anesthesiologist by training who also co-founded his own private equity firm. Together with his partners, Dr. Ngo has purchased and sold over $30 million in real estate. Let's hear Dr. Ngo's take on this. Thank you so much for joining us on DocThoughts, Dr. Ngo.
Thank you very much for having me here. I appreciate it.
What are the benefits of investing in real estate as a physician compared to other forms of investment?
You know, you made me think, actually, when I had to kind of prepare for that question. Whether it's real estate, stocks, equities, futures, options, just learn the market. So the benefit is real estate moves slower than other things, so you have a little more time. It's tax advantageous because you can, for investment properties, you can depreciate the property over 27 years. You can have cash flow, right? You can leverage. I mean, for $100,000, you can buy a $500,000 piece of property if you leverage it correctly and make sure you're cash flow positive. So that's a benefit.
What advice would you have for a medical student, resident, newly minted doctor, or even the mid-career physician who wants to invest soundly in real estate?
You need to build a core competence first. So as of now, your core competence is medicine. It's going to be your nest egg, okay? It's going to be your bread and butter. Just hang on to that. Be like a monkey. Hang on to this branch before another branch is clearly, securely in your hands. And then you can, grab and let go. But so to answer your question is, I focused on my medical career because that was my bread and butter. It made me money, and when I had extra money, I would put it into real estate. Instead of buying, the nice fancy car, the big house, Louis Vuitton and Chanel purses for my wife, which is hard because she always wants them. But I allocated that into investments, and a lot of it was learning. I mean, it looks like it may look like on paper it made money, but truthfully, it was paying tuition to learn. It's not you become a real estate guru in one day, a month, a year. Take the time to learn and start small. Baby steps. It's just like medicine, right? Again, I think this example really works. If you can equate and take the lessons you've learned from medical school as it being a painful, slow, gradual process, all the way through from high school, getting into college, all those classes you take in college just to try to get into medical school, it's the same thing. You take the small steps and you learn. And once you learn, you'll be able to balance it a lot easier. Like, for example, finding a good mentor, having them challenge you, and then hopefully providing some value back to them. And then from there, the opportunities just explode. And I'll tell you, I just started first buying little condos at the auction, right? And then started buying bigger homes, kept some of them to rent, made sure it was cash flow positive. I obtained loans to the bank, learned how to manage the income flow so that my income was greater than the expenses that I incurred. And then, learn about the tax codes. There are things like, depreciation, like I mentioned earlier, there's 1031 exchanges. Those are, even on your personal residence, you can live in it for 2 years as a single man. You can, go tax-free, $250,000 of personal gains, $500,000 as a married couple every 2 years on your personal residence. So there's a lot of things you need to just spend the time to learn. So it's a gradual process. You got to learn markets, learn how to understand the market or the market you want to go into. Is it at a low? Is it a high? If you don't know, why would you jump in? Right? Most people jump in, they don't know. They're like, oh, it's going up, I'm going to go in. But is it going up because it's already high and it's going to go up more? Or is it because it just freshly hit bottom and now it's starting to go up, right? So buy low, sell high. Two is some people say location. It's a very generic term, but it's true. And the reason why it's true is, for example, areas that are very rough may have, certain communities move in and start gentrifying it. You start seeing, the young, dynamic, preppy, hippie kids. Those areas are going to change. So if you can identify those early, you're going to end up riding the appreciation. Because usually what happens is those communities, they tend to migrate together. They tend to bring a lot of money because they're young professionals. once the money comes in, the retail comes in, and the investment dollars come in to build new high rises or new multi-unit complexes. And if you got in early when you were able to identify it, you can do very well.
Is it feasible to balance clinical practice while dabbling in real estate investment?
Let's just say I have a very understanding wife. It was hard. I mean, I tend to work late hours. You just take the time out and do it. You know, when people are out on Friday nights, the movie, at the clubs, or, you know, you're home. You're searching, you're reading, you know, you're thinking, you're calculating spreadsheets, you're looking at examples. It's just, you know, it's a sacrifice. It's like surgery, medicine. You just can't jump in and just do it without knowing what to do. It's the same thing with real estate. You have to take your time and learn.